all things Randi at RandiRhodes.com.
Go for launch.
Speaking truth to power, the Randi Rhodes Show.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have been engaged in making sure that the people who, and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I am able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well.
That's so weird.
But so far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that there's thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do, okay?
Mr. President, do you think there was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to. I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Wow, that's shocking. That's shocking. I mean, wanting facts before you declare something a thing. That's just, wow. It's a clear choice. You understand? We have a clear choice, and it's a directional choice. It's a choice about the fork in the road, you know? It's a choice that we're going to pay for, for at least a generation. And that generation might be free. That generation might be able to protest. That generation might be able to work really hard to improve the democracy that is this country, or not. I don't know what else to say. I mean, the choice is stark. And, people are going to say, it's people like you that do. No, it's not people like me. It's his own mouth, okay? It's the things he says. It's the rapists and the murderer thing. It's hey, if you had a gun strapped to your side, you could blow someone's brain. There'd be a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no... We come from a place called America where there's always been political violence from the very beginning. There's been political violence in modern history. I mean, I don't want to go all the way back to Lincoln, but you absolutely could. But in modern history, meaning in the generation, just one generation, we've seen Martin Luther King Jr. shot in the head. We've seen RFK shot. JFK before him shot. Fred Hampton, Black Panther, shot. 1969, look it up. We've seen people's lives upended by Donald Trump. We saw Shane Moss. We saw Ruby Freeman. We see, visuals of Biden on the back of F-150s, hogtied and rolled out on the back, the hatchback. I don't know what you call it. I don't drive a truck. Okay, you got Gabby Giffords, who was shot in the face just visiting with constituents in a shopping, a supermarket parking lot. And 13 of her constituents killed. We've seen Nancy Pelosi's husband, obviously a political thing, that Pape guy, remember him? And Donald Trump mocking it. And all of these conspiracy theories about, it was a gay lover. I mean, really, we have tolerated so much of the garbage from the other side. And the other side, listen, hang Mike Pence. That's all I could say. Liz Cheney, let's try her by military tribunal. Bannon, victory or death. Victory or death. Truly.
This will be bloodless if the liberals allow it to.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget, what's his face? This Christian conservative from North Carolina. Some people just need killing. Some people just do. Never mind the I'd like to punch him in the face and, take him out of here and go home to mommy and the pushing of the Prime Minister of Montenegro. What the literally physical pushing away at a NATO summit. The president, I don't know if it's president or the Prime Minister of Montenegro. Do you remember that? I mean, what was that about? Why did we need that, really? And liberal vermin poisoning the blood. Who needs that, right? And if we don't win, there will be a bloodbath. And when the looting starts, the shooting starts. And stand back and stand by. And January 6th, okay, there's no equal. There's no comparing. The violent imagery, rhetoric, the countenance and the tolerance for political violence in this country, it should end. It should end, but it hasn't. It hasn't. There's a group of people in this country that when you survey them, they say political violence might be necessary. Might be necessary. If you were ever asked that question and you thought it might be necessary, I just want you to see what that thought gets you. Where does that lead us? Where do we end up? Not in a good place. No good comes from it. Violence begets violence. Period. End of story. And I saw, I don't even want to play it, and I'm not going to. I didn't even pull it. But I saw the crowd, first of all, I can only attribute it to being in shock. But they sat there with their drinks, with their plastic drink cups, kind of watching it like it was some sort of a sporting event. It was very creepy. The whole reaction to it was totally different than anything I've ever seen before. It's almost like they're hardened to it. And violence is an expected thing now. I don't know. I honestly can't explain how those people just sat there watching all of it. It was bizarre. But then at the end with the fight, and then what, I don't know what this was. I'm not really sure. But when I asked, I was posting nothing but facts. I was posting what was being reported on Twitter for people who were out Saturday night, for people who were having a life. That would not be me, but for people who were out Saturday night. And I was trying to, people who follow me, they get pinged if I post, right? And I don't post a whole hell of a lot. So I decided that I was going to just report where we were, what was going on, blah, blah, blah. But then when I saw that salute, I just asked a question. That's all I did. I didn't accuse. I just said, did he just give the Sieg Heil Nazi salute? And I got called dumb bitch so fast and so many times. And I just want to say, I may be a bitch, but I'm not dumb. So bite me. But it was just a question. My God, man. But that you could make a moral equivalency between these two men, or between the approach to political violence, or between the encouraging of political violence from one side, and say that that's also apparent on the other, is just, I don't know. I don't know how you get there from here, okay? We watch police being beaten up with Blue Lives Matter flags, okay? That's never going to leave my hippocampus. That is firmly embedded in my memory. That was violence against our own capital. Stand back and stand by. Fight, fight, fight. You know he put that on a t-shirt already. Do you know that? Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.